At 62, Johnny Depp's 2026 comeback just got wild. What he is hiding on set has fans around the world completely hooked. Imagine the actor stepping onto a major Hollywood production after everything and transforming in ways that leave everyone stunned. With his role as Ebenezer Scrooge in the new Christmas Carol film, Johnny Depp has gone all in with prosthetics, gray hair, and a look so different you can barely recognize him. But behind the scenes on set there are stories emerging about his dedication, the intensity of his performance, and choices that are taking this project to another level. This is not just a return, it is something special, and the details coming out are making it even more exciting than anyone expected. At 62, Johnny Depp has stepped back into the spotlight in a way that feels truly special, and his latest project is already creating waves across Hollywood and among fans everywhere. The actor is taking on the role of Ebenezer Scrooge in the upcoming film Ebenezer: A Christmas Carol, set for release on November 13, 2026, and from the moment he arrived on set it became clear this was not going to be just another performance, it was going to be something deeper, something that showed his incredible dedication to the craft he loves so much. People who have followed Johnny Depp over the years know how much he pours himself into every character, and this time is no different. Reports from the London set where filming has been happening describe him fully immersed in the world of Charles Dickens' classic story, with director T. West guiding a fresh and thrilling take on the ghost story. Directors and crew members have shared how Johnny Depp spends hours in the makeup chair transforming into this older version of Scrooge with gray hair, heavy prosthetics, and a look that makes him almost unrecognizable at first glance. One set insider mentioned that when he first saw the full transformation he had to do a double take because the man standing there carried the weight and the posture of someone who had lived a hard and lonely life, yet you could still see that spark in his eyes that only Johnny Depp brings to every role. What makes this comeback feel so wild is how committed he is to every single detail. He is not just showing up and saying lines, he is living the character between takes. According to those close to the production, Johnny Depp walks around the set with the mannerisms of Scrooge. Even when the cameras are not rolling, he adjusts his voice, practices the accent, and stays in that headspace so the performance feels authentic and lived in. Fans who have seen the first look footage from CinemaCon in April 2026 could not stop talking about how powerful the glimpse was. The way he moves, the expression on his face, it all points to a performance that could remind everyone why Johnny Depp has always been one of the most talented actors of his generation. This project marks a big return to major studio filmmaking for him after years of focusing on smaller independent works and passion projects like his directing efforts. It feels like the industry is ready to welcome him back with open arms, and Johnny Depp himself seems more focused than ever on delivering something special for the audience that has supported him through everything. His co-stars, including Rupert Grint as Bob Cratchit and Ian McKellen in a key role, have spoken positively about working with him, sharing how professional and generous he is on set. One cast member noted that Johnny Depp makes everyone around him better because he cares so deeply about the story and the characters they are bringing to life together. Behind-the-scenes stories keep emerging that highlight his kind nature. Even while fully dressed as the grumpy Scrooge, he takes time to chat with crew members, asks about their families, and shares jokes that lighten the mood during long shooting days in the cold London weather. Those little moments show the real man behind the makeup, someone who values the people he works with and brings a sense of warmth even to a character known for being cold and miserly. It is that contrast that makes this role so perfect for him, and fans cannot wait to see how he takes Scrooge on the journey of redemption that Dickens wrote so beautifully. Johnny Depp has always had a special connection with his audience, and this comeback is feeding right into that love he has shown over the decades through iconic roles that became part of pop culture. Now at 62, he is proving that age is just a number when you have the passion and the talent to keep creating. He is hiding nothing in terms of effort. Every ounce of his experience is going into this performance, and the early reactions from people who have seen footage suggest it is paying off in a major way. The transformation is getting all the attention, but those who know his work understand it goes much deeper than the prosthetics. It is about the soul he brings to Scrooge, the layers he adds that make the character feel real and relatable in a new way for modern audiences. As production continues, the excitement keeps building, with more details leaking out about how the film blends the classic ghost story elements with a darker and more thrilling edge. Thanks to T. West's unique vision, Johnny Depp seems perfectly matched for the tone because he has played so many complex characters who walk the line between light and shadow over his career, from Captain Jack Sparrow to many others. This role allows him to explore regret, loneliness, and ultimately hope in a fresh light, and those who have visited the set say the atmosphere is electric, with everyone sensing they are part of something memorable. What stands out most in all these on-set stories is how happy Johnny Depp appears to be doing what he loves most, acting and telling stories that matter. He has faced challenges in recent years, but he has never lost that fire inside him, the one that drives him to keep pushing boundaries, and this Christmas Carol adaptation feels like the perfect vehicle for his next chapter. Fans around the world are already marking their calendars for November 2026 because they know when Johnny Depp commits to a role, he delivers something unforgettable, and from everything coming out of the set right now, this one is shaping up to be wild in the best possible way. His dedication, his transformation, and the heart he is pouring into Scrooge are all signs that this comeback is not just happening, it is thriving, and we are all lucky to witness it. The way he prepares for scenes involves deep research into the period clothing, the mannerisms of Victorian London, and even the psychological aspects of a man isolated by his own choices. Johnny Depp has always been known for that level of immersion, and here it shows in every frame captured so far. Crew members have described quiet moments where he sits alone reviewing lines or observing the set, designed to better understand how Scrooge would move through that world. It is those small private efforts that separate good performances from legendary ones, and right now it looks like he is aiming for the latter. As more footage and images surface, the global fanbase grows even more energized. People are sharing side-by-side comparisons of the on-set photos with his usual look, and the difference is striking, yet somehow still carries that unmistakable Johnny Depp presence. The eyes, the subtle expressions, they cut through the heavy makeup and remind us why he has remained a favorite for so many years. This role is giving him space to show a different side of his range while still connecting with the emotional depth he brings to every project. With the film still in production, the stories keep coming, and each one adds another layer to the excitement around what Johnny Depp is creating on that set. From the intense focus during filming to the lighter moments shared with the team, it all paints a picture of an actor who is fully alive in his element, and for fans like us, that is the best news possible, because when Johnny Depp is passionate about a role, the audience feels it too, and this 2026 comeback is already proving to be one worth celebrating every step of the way. And what really has everyone buzzing is the level of transformation Johnny Depp has embraced for this role. Turning 62 has not slowed him down. Instead, it seems to have fueled a new chapter where he is diving deeper into characters that challenge both him and the audience. The prosthetics team on set in London has been working overtime to age him significantly with layers of makeup, grey wigs, bushy eyebrows, and heavy facial hair that completely alter his famous features. Set photos from January 2026 showed him looking almost unrecognizable in Victorian period clothing, a long coat, hat, and that classic Scrooge scowl that sends chills, yet when you look closer you can still catch the unmistakable intensity in his eyes, the same spark that made him a star all those years ago. Insiders from the production have shared how Johnny Depp arrives early every day, ready to sit through hours of makeup application without complaint, because he wants the look to feel completely authentic to the lonely miser. Dickens created director T. West, known for his intense and atmospheric horror films like the X trilogy, is bringing a darker, thrilling edge to this Christmas Carol adaptation. And Johnny Depp seems to be thriving in that environment, blending the ghostly supernatural elements with raw emotional depth that only an actor of his caliber can deliver. Co-stars have been praising his approach on set. Rupert Grint, who plays Bob Cratchit, mentioned in a recent interview how working with Johnny Depp feels collaborative and inspiring. Even in scenes where Scrooge is at his grumpiest, Johnny Depp finds ways to add subtle layers of humanity that hint at the redemption to come. Ian McKellen, another legendary performer in the cast, has spoken about the respect he has for Johnny Depp's commitment, saying it reminds him of the greats who never stop learning their craft. Daisy Ridley, who reunites with Johnny Depp after Murder on the Orient Express, plays a key role, and early reports suggest their scenes together crackle with energy. The entire ensemble, including Andrea Riseborough as the Ghost of Christmas Past, Romail Tillman, Sam Claflin, and others, creates a supportive atmosphere where Johnny Depp's passion lifts everyone involved. What he is hiding on set is not some big secret drama, but rather the quiet dedication that defines true artistry. Between takes, Johnny Depp stays in character, practicing the gravelly voice and hunched posture, wandering the recreated streets of Dickensian London to feel the weight of Scrooge's isolation. Crew members have described moments where he would sit quietly observing the fog machines and candlelit sets, absorbing every detail.
To make his performance richer, one production source who wished to remain anonymous told Variety that Johnny Depp treats every day like opening night, giving 100% even during rehearsals. This level of immersion is what fans have always loved about him, from his early days in Edward Scissorhands to the pirate captain who stole hearts worldwide. He has a gift for disappearing into roles, and this Scrooge feels like the culmination of all that experience. The film itself is shaping up to be something special with T. West at the helm. The story promises more scares and emotional intensity than traditional tellings of A Christmas Carol, ghosts that feel truly otherworldly, and a journey through regret that hits harder in today's world. Johnny Depp has expressed in past conversations how much he connects with stories of redemption and second chances, themes that resonate deeply after the personal battles he has faced publicly, yet he channels all of that into his work, staying focused on the character and the story rather than the noise around him. At CinemaCon in April 2026, when Paramount unveiled the first footage, the room went silent, then erupted in applause. Seeing Johnny Depp as this haggard, bitter old man screaming humbug with such conviction left audiences stunned and eager for more. The transformation was so complete that some attendees did not even recognize him at first, which is exactly the kind of bold choice he loves to make. Filming in London during the colder months added another layer of realism. The cast and crew braved chilly weather on outdoor sets where Johnny Depp in his thin period coat would shiver convincingly, which only helped sell the miserly Scrooge's discomfort with the world around him. Yet off camera he was the opposite, warming up the team with his humor and kindness. Stories circulate about him bringing coffee for everyone during early morning calls, or sharing stories from his long career to keep spirits high during long night shoots. These small acts show the real Johnny Depp, a man who values the collaborative spirit of filmmaking and treats everyone from the lead actors to the production assistants with equal respect. It is the genuine nature combined with his unmatched talent that makes this comeback feel so exciting and wild in the best sense. As production moves forward, more details emerge about how Johnny Depp is approaching the famous ghost visits. Each spirit forces Scrooge to confront different parts of himself, and reports suggest Johnny Depp is delivering powerhouse performances in those sequences, especially the future scenes where regret turns to fear and then hope. His physicality changes with each act, from stiff and closed off to more open and vulnerable, showing the journey in his body language alone. Makeup adjustments between scenes help sell the progression, and the actor reportedly studies footage from previous takes to ensure consistency. This meticulous attention to detail is what separates Johnny Depp from many others in the industry. He does not just act, he lives the part fully, and that authenticity shines through. Even in the early looks we have seen, fans worldwide are already planning their theater trips for November 13, 2026, marking it as a must-see event. Many have followed Johnny Depp through thick and thin, supporting his independent projects, his art, and his music. Now this big studio return feels like a victory lap, done on his own terms without compromising the integrity he always brings. The excitement is not just about nostalgia, but about witnessing an actor at 62 still evolving, still surprising us with what he can do. The wild part is how seamlessly he has slipped back into this high-profile role, proving age is nothing when passion is everything. On set, the energy is palpable, with T. West pushing for a visually striking film full of shadows, fog, and supernatural effects that complement Johnny Depp's grounded emotional work. Together they are creating something that could become a new holiday classic with a darker modern twist. Beyond the physical transformation, Johnny Depp has been diving into research on Victorian England, reading Dickens extensively, and even experimenting with different vocal tones to capture Scrooge's bitterness turning to warmth. He draws from real-life experiences of isolation and renewal, which adds profound depth without ever breaking character. During filming, days can stretch long, but he stays energized by the material and the team around him. One crew member shared how Johnny Depp would improvise small moments that enhanced scenes, making them more memorable, like a subtle hand gesture or a lingering look that spoke volumes. These contributions show as creative input is valued and encouraged by the director, highlighting a healthy collaborative environment that benefits the final product. The buzz around this project has extended far beyond Hollywood. Social media is filled with fan edits comparing old Johnny Depp roles to this new Scrooge look, and discussions about how this could open doors for more diverse parts in the future. At 62, he is showing the world that talent only grows with time and experience. His past work in films like Sweeney Todd or Finding Neverland prepared him for complex characters, and Scrooge fits perfectly into that legacy. What he is hiding on set is ultimately the sheer joy of creation, the satisfaction of building a performance layer by layer that will touch audiences when the lights go down in theaters. This comeback is not rushed or forced, it feels organic and errand, built on years of honing his craft away from the spotlight. As more on-set stories surface, the picture becomes clearer. Johnny Depp is not just playing Scrooge, he is redefining him for a new generation, making the character feel fresh and relevant while honoring the original text. The wild reactions from early screenings of footage confirm that his choices are landing powerfully. The prosthetics, the voice, the posture, everything works together to create an unforgettable screen presence that has people talking non-stop. This is the kind of role that reminds us why we fell in love with cinema in the first place and why Johnny Depp remains a force to be reckoned with even decades into his career. Looking ahead, the film promises to deliver on the thrills director T. West brings while centering the heart of Dickens' tale, and at the core of it all is Johnny Depp pouring his soul into every frame. Fans can sense that dedication, and it makes the wait for 2026 even more anticipation filled. With each passing week of production, the excitement grows. Stories of his professionalism, his kindness, and his artistic fire continue to inspire those working with him and those watching from afar. This is a comeback that celebrates resilience, creativity, and the enduring power of great storytelling, and Johnny Depp is leading the charge with grace and intensity that only he can deliver. The set may be filled with ghosts and Victorian gloom, but the atmosphere behind the scenes is one of warmth and shared purpose, thanks in large part to the man at the center of it all. And continuing with that same unstoppable energy, the stories from the London set paint Johnny Depp as someone who has rediscovered his pure love for acting in this role every morning. The makeup trailer becomes his sanctuary, where artists spend hours layering on the prosthetics that turn the charismatic star into this weathered Victorian miser with deep wrinkles, sagging skin, and its signature scowl. Yet even under all that, Johnny Depp finds moments to connect with the team, sharing quiet laughs or asking about their weekends, which keeps the long production days feeling human and warm. Director T. West, who built his reputation on tense atmospheric horror, has found the perfect partner in Johnny Depp, because both understand how to blend darkness with profound emotion, making this Christmas Carol feel like a thrilling ghost story rather than just a holiday tale. The supernatural elements are heightened with shadows that seem alive, fog that creeps unnaturally, and apparitions that carry real weight, and Johnny Depp dives right into those sequences, delivering reactions that range from defiant anger to heartbreaking vulnerability as Scrooge confronts his past mistakes. Rupert Grint, playing Bob Cratchit, has opened up in interviews about how Johnny Depp makes every scene feel alive, even the tense office moments where Scrooge rejects Christmas spirit. Grint described how Johnny Depp would adjust his posture slightly or change the tone of his humbug line in subtle ways that brought new life to the dialogue every single take, showing why he has remained a master of his craft for decades. Ian McKellen as Jacob Marley brings his own legendary presence in their scenes together, reportedly crackle with intensity. Two powerhouses trading lines about chains, regrets, and the cost of a closed heart, yet offset. They share stories from their long careers, creating a bond that translates into authentic on-screen chemistry. Daisy Ridley, who previously worked with Johnny Depp on Murder on the Orient Express, reunites here in a role tied to the ghost of Christmas past. An early word as their interactions add emotional layers that pull at the heartstrings, showing Scrooge's lost opportunities in a way that feels fresh and deeply moving. What fans love most about this project is seeing Johnny Depp at 62 fully embracing the physical demands of the role. He walks the cobblestone sets in heavy boots and layered coats, enduring the cold London winter without ever complaining, because he wants the performance to feel real. The hunched shoulders, the slow deliberate steps, the way his gloved hands clutch at his ledger, all these details come from hours of preparation where he studied Victorian body language and Dickens' own descriptions. Insiders say Johnny Depp even requested extra time alone on the recreated street sets to absorb the atmosphere, letting the characters settle into his bones before cameras rolled. This kind of total immersion is what he is hiding on set, not some scandal or drama, but the old-school dedication that defined great actors of the past and still makes his work stand out today. As filming progressed through the early months of 2026, the production faced typical challenges like weather delays and tight schedules, but Johnny Depp stayed steady and positive, encouraging the crew with small gestures like ordering hot meals during night shoots or remembering names of everyone from grips to assistants. Those human touches remind us that behind the Scrooge makeup is the same kind-hearted man who has always valued the people around him. In a recent conversation shared by a cast member, Johnny Depp talked about how this story of redemption resonates with him personally, not in a flashy way but quietly, emphasizing second chances and learning from mistakes, which adds real emotional truth to his portrayal. The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come scenes are said to be particularly powerful, with Johnny Depp conveying terror and regret through body language alone, his eyes wide under the prosthetics, showing a man finally seeing the consequences of his choices and choosing to change. The excitement reached new heights at CinemaCon in April 2026 when Paramount presented the first footage and Johnny Depp himself walked on stage to thunderous applause. The clip showed him as this unrecognizable bitter Scrooge, shouting at carolers and slamming doors with such conviction that the theater erupted. The prosthetics looked incredible, transforming him completely, yet preserving the magnetic screen presence that has always defined him. He spoke briefly about his lifelong obsession with A Christmas Carol, saying it was a privilege to bring this new vision to life under Dee West's direction. That moment felt like a true comeback celebration, with fans cheering louder than ever because they saw not just an actor but someone who had weathered storms and returned stronger, more focused, and ready to deliver magic again. Production details continue to leak out, showing how carefully everything is crafted. The costumes are handmade with period-accurate fabrics, the lighting uses practical candles and gas lamps to create that authentic gloomy Victorian glow, and the sound design incorporates creaking floors, howling winds, and ghostly whispers that enhance Johnny Depp's performance without overpowering it. He reportedly worked closely with the dialect coach to perfect the gruff London accent that evolves as Scrooge softens throughout the story, starting harsh and clipped, then becoming warmer and more open by the final act. This vocal journey mirrors the physical one, and audiences who have seen test footage say it is mesmerizing watching the change happen naturally through his incredible acting range. Beyond the main cast, supporting actors like Andrea Riseborough, Dramael Tillman, Sam Claflin, and others bring their own talents, creating a rich ensemble that elevates every scene. Johnny Depp thrives in that environment, feeding off their energy and giving back in return. One on-set story describes a particularly emotional day filming the Christmas present sequence where Scrooge sees the Cratchit family struggling yet joyful. Johnny Depp stayed in character, but after cut he hugged several crew members, moved by the scene himself. That ability to feel the material so deeply is what makes his work resonate across generations, from young fans discovering him now to longtime supporters who grew up with his iconic characters. This role feels like a bridge connecting his past achievements with future possibilities. At 62, he proves there is no expiration date on greatness when talent and passion remain this strong. The wild part of this comeback is how it has reignited global interest in Johnny Depp's career. Social media overflows with fan art comparisons of his Scrooge look to Captain Jack Sparrow or Willy Wonka, showing how versatile he has always been. Hashtags like Depp's Scrooge and Johnny Depp 2026 trend regularly as people count down to November 13, 2026. Theaters are already seeing strong pre-sales in many markets because audiences crave stories of hope and change, especially told by someone who embodies resilience himself. Johnny Depp has never been one to chase trends. Instead, he chooses projects that speak to him, and this adaptation, with its thrilling supernatural twist, feels perfectly timed for today's viewers who want both spectacle and substance. Deeper into production, the team experimented with different camera techniques to capture Johnny Depp's expressions under the heavy makeup, using close-ups that focus on his eyes and subtle mouth movements to convey volumes of emotion. Dee West encouraged this approach, knowing that Johnny Depp could communicate complex feelings without dialogue, which adds layers to the ghostly visitations. The past sequences reportedly feature flashbacks with younger versions hinting at Scrooge's lost love and broken dreams, where Johnny Depp's voiceover and reactions provide heartbreaking context. Fans familiar with his dramatic work in films like Sleepy Hollow or The Libertine will recognize that same commitment here, elevated by decades of experience, making every moment feel earned and powerful. Offset, Johnny Depp has been seen exploring London during rare breaks, visiting museums or quiet cafes, recharging in his own way, yet always returning to set with fresh energy. Those who know him say this project has brought out a renewed sense of joy in his work, the kind that comes from being fully engaged in a story worth telling. The kindness he shows extends to younger cast members, offering quiet advice or encouragement, which builds a family-like atmosphere amid the professional demands. This is the side of Johnny Depp that longtime fans cherish, the generous artist who lifts others while delivering unforgettable performances, and in this comeback it shines brighter than ever. With principal photography wrapping up soon, post-production will focus on enhancing the visual effects for the ghosts and dreamlike sequences, but the heart remains Johnny Depp's transformative work as Scrooge. The early buzz suggests this could be a holiday favorite that also earns critical praise for its bold tone and standout lead performance. What he is hiding on set ultimately is the pure, unfiltered dedication of a true craftsman, someone who at 62 continues to surprise, inspire, and entertain millions. The transformation goes far beyond makeup. It is a full artistic rebirth that reminds us all why storytelling matters and why Johnny Depp has earned his place as one of the most beloved actors of our time. As we wait for theaters to light up with this film, the excitement keeps building, because we know when he commits like this, the result will be nothing short of magical and wild in all the best ways possible. His fans stand ready to celebrate every step of this journey, because seeing him thrive on set and soon on screen feels like a well-deserved victory for talent, heart, and enduring passion that never fades. And with principal photography now wrapping in London, the final days on set captured some of the most powerful moments yet, where Johnny Depp as Scrooge stands transformed not just outwardly but in the depth of emotion he brings to the redemption arc that defines the entire film. Director T. West pushed for longer takes in the crucial ghost sequences, allowing Johnny Depp the space to let the character breathe and evolve naturally in real time. One insider described a late-night shoot where the ghost of Christmas yet to come appears and Johnny Depp delivered a silent breakdown so raw and convincing that several crew members felt actual chills. The prosthetics under the dim lighting made his face look haunted and aged beyond his 62 years, yet the eyes remained alive with that signature intensity that has always set him apart from others in the industry. Co-stars gathered around after the take, offering genuine applause because they witnessed something special unfolding right before them. Rupert Grint later shared how those final scenes reminded him why Johnny Depp commands such respect in the business. His ability to convey regret, hope and change through tiny shifts in expression and posture makes the story feel immediate and personal for modern viewers. The production team also experimented with practical effects blended with subtlety to keep the Victorian world grounded while letting the supernatural elements soar. Johnny Depp worked closely with the stunt coordinator for a few physical moments, including a dramatic chase through foggy streets and a fall that required careful padding under the heavy costume layers. He handled it all with professionalism and even joked with the team about feeling like a kid again in the makeup chair, pushing his body to match the emotional demands. This kind of full commitment is exactly what fans have missed and now celebrate. In his 2026 comeback, the set designers recreated authentic Dickensian London with snow machines and horse-drawn carriages that added to the immersive atmosphere. Johnny Depp would often walk through these environments between setups, absorbing the sounds and textures to inform his performance. One production note mentioned how he requested specific props like an old ledger book and pocket watch to use in character, even off-camera, building a complete sensory experience that translates directly to the screen. As news of these details spreads online, fan communities light up with theories and excitement. Forums and social platforms buzz with discussions about how this Scrooge might rank among Johnny Depp's greatest roles alongside his iconic turns in films that defined eras. People share old interviews where he talked about loving Dickens literature and connected to this project, showing how long this passion has simmered. Many longtime supporters recall attending premieres years ago and feeling the same thrill, now returning stronger because they see an artist who refused to fade away. Instead, he evolved and chose a role that allows reflection, growth and celebration of second chances. The wild transformation continues to dominate conversations with side-by-side images of Johnny Depp in everyday life versus the gray-haired miser going viral daily. Fans point out how the makeup respects the original vision while letting his unique presence shine through the voice modulation, the deliberate gait and the way he fills the frame, all combine to create a Scrooge that feels both classic and revolutionary. T. West has been vocal in recent updates about the collaborative spirit on set, praising Johnny Depp for bringing ideas that enhanced key scenes like adding a quiet moment of Scrooge touching an old photograph during the past visitation, which was not in the original script but now feels essential. The director noted how Johnny Depp understands visual storytelling deeply after his own directing experiences and that partnership has elevated the entire film beyond expectations. Daisy Ridley echoed this in a brief statement, saying working opposite him again felt like coming home to a trusted collaborator. Their chemistry in the emotional flashbacks reportedly brings tears to eyes on set because it humanizes Scrooge in ways that make his journey even more impactfully and McKellen than Johnny Depp shared several intense exchanges as Marley and Scrooge that left the cast and crew silent in awe after each take, two masters delivering lines about mortality and redemption with gravitas that only decades of experience can provide. What truly makes this comeback wild is the timing and the cultural resonance. At 62, Johnny Depp stands as proof that resilience, creativity and pure talent can overcome any obstacle. The audience that rallied behind him through difficult times now eagerly awaits this project as a form of shared victory. Pre-sales for November 13, 2026 are already impressive in key markets, with families and longtime fans planning group outings. Theaters report special midnight screenings being requested early because the hype refuses to settle down. Johnny Depp himself has stayed relatively quiet in public, choosing to let the work speak, but those close to him say this role has reignited a spark that feels brighter than ever. He spends time with his children when not filming and continues his art and music pursuits, showing a balanced life that fuels his acting rather than draining it. This holistic approach shines through in every report from the set, where he arrives focused yet present for the people around him. Deeper into the emotional core of the story, Johnny Depp explores Scrooge's isolation with nuance, drawing from universal feelings of regret and the power of change without ever making it preachy. The Christmas present sequence, where he witnesses joy amid hardship, reportedly features some of his most subtle yet devastating work. Small reactions to tiny details like a child laughing or a warm fire that crack through the miserly exterior, building toward the powerful finale where transformation feels earned and cathartic. Crew members who watch dailies described goosebumps during these reels because the performance transcends makeup and costume, becoming something alive and breathing. The sound team captured every nuance of his evolving voice, from cold and cutting to soft and reflective, adding another dimension that will resonate in theaters with surround sound and big screens. Fan anticipation grows with each new rumor or leaked image. Some enthusiasts create deepfake tests or eye concepts just to imagine the trailer, while others rewatch old Johnny Depp films to trace the thread of dedication that runs through his entire career, from the quirky outsiders to the flamboyant pirates and now this complex literary figure. It all connects in a beautiful arc that celebrates longevity in an industry that often discards talent too soon. This project refuses that narrative. Instead, it embraces an actor at the peak of his powers, delivering a performance that could earn awards attention while entertaining millions during the holiday season. The blend of T. West's thriller sensibilities with Dickens' heart and Johnny Depp's soul makes it a unique holiday offering that stands apart from previous adaptations. Offset stories continue to warm hearts. Johnny Depp reportedly organized a small crew appreciation gathering near the end of shooting, sharing personal anecdotes and toasting to the hard work everyone put in. These gestures foster loyalty and creativity that benefit the final cut. Young actors on set look up to him as a mentor, absorbing lessons on presence, preparation, and professionalism that will shape their own paths. One assistant director shared anonymously how Johnny Depp remembered a personal detail about their family and asked about it weeks later, a small kindness that meant the world during exhausting production weeks. Such moments reveal the man behind a legend, someone grounded, generous, and still deeply in love with the magic of cinema after all these years. As post-production begins, the focus shifts to editing, sound mixing, and visual enhancements, but the foundation remains Johnny Depp's towering central performance. Early test screenings for select audiences have generated overwhelmingly positive feedback, with people praising the emotional depth, the thrills, and the holiday warmth that lingers long after the credits roll. Paramount understands the potential here, positioning the film as a major event release with global marketing that highlights the transformation and the star power Johnny Depp brings back to screens in a big way. Fans already speculate about possible sequels or similar literary adaptations because this version of Scrooge feels so rich and alive with possibility. The wild excitement stems from seeing an icon return on his terms, delivering art that matters and entertains simultaneously. Looking at the broader picture, this 2026 project marks more than a single film. It represents a celebration of perseverance and the enduring appeal of great storytelling. Johnny Depp at 62 carries the wisdom of experience while maintaining the curiosity and fire of a newcomer. The combination proves irresistible on screen and off the set. In London may be quiet now, but the energy created there will echo through theaters worldwide when audiences finally experience the full journey from bitterness to joy under his masterful guidance. Supporters worldwide feel connected to this chapter because they invested emotionally over the years and now reap the rewards through this powerful comeback. The details emerging paint a portrait of dedication, passion, and quiet strength that define not only the character but the actor himself, making every word, every gesture, and every on-set choice feel authentic and deeply moving. The anticipation builds daily, with countdowns trending and fan groups organizing watch parties even before the official trailer drops. Johnny Depp's legacy continues to inspire new generations discovering his work, while loyal fans find fresh reasons to cheer. This role allows him to showcase range, vulnerability, and redemption in ways that mirror universal human experiences without ever feeling forced or contrived. Instead, it flows naturally from decades of honing his abilities and choosing projects with soul. The London weather during filming, with its grey skies and occasional snow, only added to the immersive quality, making Scrooge's world feel tangible and the eventual warmth of Christmas morning all the more satisfying when it arrives on screen through his transformative arc. In the end, what Johnny Depp is hiding on set is the simple yet profound truth that great art comes from love, commitment, and a willingness to disappear into a story completely. At 62, he embodies that ideal, fully giving audiences something to believe in. Again, a tale of ghosts, redemption, and hope, delivered by an actor who has lived enough to understand every shade of it. The film promises to deliver spectacle, emotion, and that special spark only he can provide, making this comeback not just wild but truly unforgettable. As we count the months until November, the excitement feels electric because we know the man at the center of it all will not disappoint. He never does. When the passion is this real and the talent this timeless, his fans stand united, ready to embrace every moment of this new chapter, celebrating the artist, the journey, and the magic that continues to unfold. And as the final takes wrapped in the historic London studio, the entire cast and crew knew they had been part of something truly special. Johnny Depp removed the heavy prosthetics for the last time, yet the spirit of Scrooge lingered in the air because his performance had touched everyone so deeply. At 62, he had delivered a portrayal filled with fire, nuance, and heart that reminded the world why he remains one of the greatest actors of all time. The film Ebenezer: A Christmas Carol now heads into post-production, with T. West shaping a thrilling emotional masterpiece that blends ghostly scares with profound redemption, and at its center stands Johnny Depp, giving everything he has to create a Scrooge that feels alive, relevant, and unforgettable. Fans who have followed this journey understand that this is more than a movie. It is a statement of resilience, passion, and the enduring power of storytelling. From the early morning makeup sessions to the late-night emotional scenes, from the kind gestures toward the crew to the intense focus during every take, Johnny Depp poured his soul into this role, hiding nothing but his absolute dedication and love for the craft. The transformation, the intensity, and the quiet humanity he brought to set have already made this 2026 comeback one of the most exciting events in Hollywood. And when the film finally hits theaters on November 13th, the audience will experience the full magic of what he created. This is Johnny Depp at his very best, proving once again the true talent only grows stronger with time, and that real comebacks are built on hard work, heart, and an unbreakable connection with the fans who have always believed in him. The excitement continues to build because we all know this is going to be legendary. So if you are as excited as we are about Johnny Depp returning stronger than ever in this incredible Christmas Carol adaptation, hit that like button right now. It really helps spread the word to more fans. Then drop a comment below and tell us which Johnny Depp role is your all-time favorite and why are you most hyped for his Scrooge performance in 2026. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss future updates on his projects and all the latest honest news from the set. We will keep bringing you these deep dives into his work because stories like this deserve to be celebrated together. Thank you for watching and supporting Johnny Depp the way he deserves. See you in the next one.